Hello, my fellow Total War players, Zaript here, with a real 5th episode of Last Week in Total War Multiplayer, which was delayed because I was working on my article on deposition of charged particles in spherical vessels, and man, I love my job. I just love it because nothing beats this feeling of your article being accepted in aerosol science, or maybe smaller journal, but in any case, I'm working very hard to get accepted. So, what else do I love? Of course, it's multiplayer life of Total War, and last weekend was a sort of a milestone for me. It was Beta Flash Tournament number 16 hosted by Unicorn Attack and Beta Group, and man, it was something magical in a sense. We got very nice lineup of players, and every player knew the rules, because everyone participated before, everyone was ready to share and be streamed. We got a streamer, it was Dominic, you know his YouTube channel probably already, D-Scows, go check him out. So, and we got Unicorn Attack managing tournament like crazy, assigning our streamer to different games, asking players to accept the streamer, forcing players to play matches faster, and we got 9 games casted, 9 games in a row without any delay between them. Well, maybe 10-15 minutes delays, but it may sound so small, you know, so simple, but for me, who works with casting and organizing these Flash tournaments for almost half a year now, it's something absolutely magical. Because sometimes people don't want to, like, no, I want to hide my tactics, like it was before. Or some people don't care because some have a weak computer or anything. Sometimes people waste too much time refreshing veterans and not starting the games. There is a lot of small stuff that makes it very clunky, I should say. But this time, everything was perfect. And you can check the results on Dominic's channel, one game finals casted on Unicorn Attack channel, it's Total War Addict. And of course, all these games would be available on playlist on my channel, some of them already up. And I want to thank players and organizer and streamer for making this possible. Thank you guys, thank you. Now, for the tournaments to come, there is a lot. This week we will have at least 3. First one is actually 2 tournaments. It's Beta 400 member anniversary Flash tournament. It would be separate Vanilla Shogun 2 1v1 tournament and Fall of the Samurai 1v1 tournament. It would be played at Sunday at the same time. It's Sunday 24th, I believe. I will leave a link to sign up in the description, so go check it out. Next tournament, well, actually it would be previous because it would be played at Saturday, February 23rd, and it would be Holy Grail Wars number 6. This time it would be random 2v2 Fall of the Samurai tournament. So if you're interested, if you have nothing to do at Saturday evening, go sign up. As usual, link in the description. Now, next Flash tournament that already open for signing up is Quick and Dead number 8. For some reason it's called Last Tourney. I hope it wouldn't be the last. I hope they continue. It would be played in 2 weeks. It would be March 3rd. And it would be 1v1 Fall of the Samurai tournament. You can already go and sign up on Russian Rus TW forum. As usual, sign up link in the description. Now, 2 more tournaments to come. One I already mentioned, Beta Naval tournament. Unfortunately, it doesn't have so many people signing up for now. It starts March 3rd. It's a big tournament. Please, go sign up if you're interested. I mean, even if you lose, it would be meaningful experience for you. And other one is I cannot tell anything about. Really, it's Ace Tourneo TWOI. So it's tournament of Total War Online Italy, I believe. I know it because Drews mentioned it on announcement thread started by Variac on Rus TW forum, and I will leave the link. And I don't know anything because this tournament, it's 2v2 Shogun 2 Vanilla tournament, which is sponsored, so it has some prizes. it requires registration on a forum just to see the rules and sign up. And I was too lazy to sign up, to register on a forum, but you can do it if you're interested. Okay, now for ongoing tournaments, I'm sorry for not covering much. And here I want to give a piece of advice for all the people who try to kind of. Some people go and ask me. A lot of small starting YouTubers ask me, "How do I get into the community? How do I get games to cast?" I mean, I don't know why people ask me, because I'm probably the smallest YouTube channels focused on Total War around. But anyway, what you may want to do is go look at descriptions of my previous last week in Total War, and it has links to brackets of different tournaments. Now you go to the bracket, you go look at matches that were played, you pick a player you know, or maybe don't know, pick a random match, and then you go into that tournament group, find that player, add him on Steam, ask him, and believe me, it's not like it was half a year ago. A lot of players actually ready to share a place if you want to cast them. So it's the easiest way to get a good games to cast. And I'm telling it because I just cannot do it alone. And Prussian Prince doesn't have much time either. Pointman seems to not have much time, but he takes subscriptions. But I mean, people too lazy to send him tournament games sometimes. And the more people cast, the better. So please help us, help the community grow. And other thing is, just to mention for ongoing tournaments, is Better Napoleon Total War tournament coming to an end. It's already on a final stage, and it's totally dominated by Virus clan members. I don't know why. Probably a lot of other players just went to Shogun 2 or something. But one semifinals would be 2 Virus members, and one finalist that already known is Virus member as well. I hope we will see the final streamed and casted. There is a huge chance of it. Whew, now, before going to most important last news, I want to feature Duck's guide. You know, if you go into guides section of Steam, it's a new feature. I don't know if it's already available, but if you enable Steam Beta, it is available. And there is very nice Duck's Guild in guide in full of the samurai mechanics. It mentions a lot of stuff that people don't usually know, like base reload speed, missile types, some tips on how to use cavalry. Check it out, guys. Rate it, favorite it. It's very helpful. Well, now the last, but not the least, we actually got a piece of real news about Rome 2. And what I mean is, article in UK PC Gamer, which called At the Gates and was written by Chris Thursten. And it talks about Teutoburg forest scenario. It's single player scenario, not even campaign one. But it mentions some interesting stuff about mechanics of the game. But first of all, of course, there is a question about credibility of this journalist, unfortunately, because at some point he mentions that now in Rome 2 it would be able to spam attack orders to push through units. And he says that it's a new feature that wasn't available in previous games. Funny, right? Funny. I'm not even going to comment on that. But there is a lot of small interesting stuff, like, for example, he mentions that designers try to move focus from unit cards to an actual battle, so they want to make it so that you have less reasons to look at your unit cards, which is interesting. Maybe there would be more info on Mons or something. They say that there is a haste variance among the men, so like German tribes have a they're bigger, people just bigger, but they don't explain how it actually works in a game, so would be interesting to see. Other thing they mention is that each unit have individual mass. We were discussing it before, and what it means that like legionnaires in heavy plate would be able to push light infantry. Like maybe that's what he means when he talks about pushing through, that some units would be able to push through more effectively or something. In any case, unit mass would matter. We don't know how yet. And at some point it mentions the fact that you have unit standard bearers in each Roman legion, and you can lose it. I don't know how it affects multiplayer, to be honest, but it's a feature he mentions about the game. He also mentions the fact that trees are much bigger, and here comes the most important change which affect multiplayer. Rome 2 would have dynamic terrain-based line of sight, which means you can hide the whole army behind the hill. And because tree is so big, you can hide the whole army behind the trees, like not in a forest like in Shogun 2, but behind something. And this moves game more towards usual war game style. Like scouting becomes much more important. And of course, it's difficult to say how it would play out. Personally, for me, it means that I would bring more light cavalry just to scout at the beginning of the game. For most players who don't like to do that, it would mean that they will have to move their forces in bulk without splitting, because if you split, you have a huge risk of losing your forces. Other questions that it arises, how would archers work with that feature? Like, if you can't see behind the hill, can you shoot at the ground behind the hill? Or for example, if some unit can see behind the hill, but your archers cannot, can your archers shoot with the same accuracy or with lower accuracy? I don't know. There is a lot of questions, and I will probably start a thread on official forums asking. I'm not expecting the answer from CA, but it's something to think about. And probably, I don't know how it will work out, but for single player, they mentioned for campaign, one small change that a little bit Crusader King style. They mentioned that now you would be playing for some sort of political dynasty, and that AI opponents would actually have a memory. They would remember what you did to them and their allies. And, well, last piece of advice I want to give you, and you know why I put this news in the end? Because if I put it at the beginning, some people would not be able to kind of go through other news. They would be too excited about Rome 2. And that's my advice, guys. Please, keep calm. Please, be patient. We all know that Total War is a nice franchise, and they usually put a very good games in the end. But first months after Rome 2 would be out, believe me, it would be nightmare, like it was with Shogun 2, like it was with any game before. Because they have not enough testers, I believe, or something. I don't know what's wrong with CA. Maybe Sega forces them to push release date earlier or something. But before the first patch, game would be super annoying. Like, it would be very difficult to play. So be patient, guys. Be patient. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Last Week in Total War. And I will see you next week. See you, guys. See you.